Mountain America Stadium will be the site on Saturday. We are getting you ready for the big game. I'm Lauren Avenatti. We have team coverage as ASU prepares for the biggest home game of the season. This game is sold out. Ryan Pasesnik is in Tempe with more on the ticket frenzy for this game. Ryan?
While Mountain America Stadium sits empty right now, that won't be the case on Saturday. Student tickets to the game sold out on Monday, while tickets to the general public sold out on Tuesday. Considering the high stakes for the Sun Devils into this game, the Inferno section should be out in full force.
Usually when we sell a game out, it usually is like the Friday before the day of the game. So to sell out on a Tuesday just means that there was just so much enthusiasm around it. And the student tickets actually sold out as well, which we haven't had a student sell out since Michigan State in 2018.
There was such a high demand for student tickets that ASU ticketing services had to turn on a queuing system to make sure their website didn't crash. ASU students are able to access their tickets for free, while single ticket prices to the public are as low as $300 and as high as $1,000. So if you're looking to sell or give your ticket away, Kenny Dillingham has a special message for you.
If you're an ASU fan and you own a ticket and you're selling it or you're giving it away, make them show you an ASU hat or an ASU shirt.
ASU sold more student tickets in this game than usual, and they even added a second student section on the north side of the stadium. The Sun Devils are hoping that the home field advantage will make a difference in this critical game on Saturday. Reporting from Mountain America Stadium, I'm Ryan Pasesnik, Cronkite News.
There will be more than 53,000 people heading to the stadium. And with homecoming, there could be some traffic issues that you need to be aware of. Jason Goldie joins us now with everything you need to get to the game safely and on time.
It's homecoming and senior night, so there will be some additional street closures you need to be aware of if you're heading for the game. Downtown Tempe street closures begin on Friday at 7 p.m. and continue until game day at 3 p.m. Closures include 10th Street east of Mill Avenue, Myrtle Avenue south of University Drive, McAllister Avenue between Apache Boulevard and University Drive, and University Drive, as you see here, between Mill Avenue and Rural Road. Much of these closures include the parade route. For parking, if you're coming from the north or south, take Loop 101 or McClintock Drive. Take Rio Salado Parkway to get to the reserved lots north of the stadium and lots 6 and 8 off Rural Road. Take University Drive to get to the Nova structure, Fulton Center, or Stadium structure. Disabled parking is available on the lower level of the Packard parking lot between 6th Street and Rural Road. According to a Valley Metro spokesperson, the best way to get to the game will be taking the light rail.
The egress of most events is very busy. It's packed with cars. It's crowded. Sometimes walking to a light rail station or a streetcar stop is just more convenient, and it is still more affordable to ride public transit than it is to take a rideshare service.
Remember, you now need to use the Valley Metro app or get a reloadable copper card. Get off the light rail at Veterans Way, College Avenue. However you get there, it's going to be a great game. Sun Devil fans, remember to wear gold. Back to you.
I think this is probably going to be the biggest football game and the liveliest atmosphere for a football game at Arizona State in at least a decade and maybe even more. It's certainly one of the most meaningful home football games in recent Sun Devil football history, and is just evidence of the remarkable job that Kenny Dillingham and his staff have done in turning the fortunes of this program around.
ASU is undefeated at home, and BYU is undefeated on the road. On paper, this appears to be an evenly matched game, but would you believe ASU is actually favored to win according to the sports books? For more on the betting lines, let's send it over to our Kobe Van Noort.
The Sun Devils have been making waves this season with an impressive 8-2 record overall, and in those 8 victories, they've covered the spread every time, making them a pretty good bet. As we mentioned, the odds are favoring ASU this weekend. They're 3-point favorites with a money line at -155. The over or under for total points is set at 48.5. What stands out most, though, is ASU's dominance at home. They've covered the spread in every home game this season, making Mountain America Stadium a fortress for the Sun Devils. ASU entered their first season in the Big 12 as big underdogs, picked to finish near the bottom of the conference with plus 10,000 odds to win Big 12. So if you had placed an $100 bet on ASU before the season started, you would win $10,000 if they won the Big 12. Now, fast forward to November, the Sun Devils have exceeded expectations, climbing all the way to third in the standings, and now their odds have improved to plus 350 to win the Big 12. Hey, that's pretty wild. Arizona State leads all-time series against BYU 20-8, but this will be the first time they have faced off as Big 12 opponents. The last time they squared off was in 2021, and BYU beat ASU 27-17. That matchup was the last season the Sun Devils were ranked in the top 25. ASU is looking to flip the script on Saturday afternoon. At the touchscreen, Kobe Van Noort, Cronkite News.
We'll see if there will be a betting frenzy on the matchup. The game is sure to be good business for local bars in Tempe. Between homecoming and BYU fans coming for the game, local businesses are preparing for the extra traffic.
Expect a big crowd, so we're definitely staffed up here. Got extra servers on, extra bartenders on, so all guests have a good experience before the game and during the game, and everybody gets great service and has a good time.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. It's always exciting when it's a home game with a big crowd like this, especially when it's sold out. Yeah.
We've told you how to get to the game, how to watch the game, and how you might bet on the game. But who's going to win the game? Our experts break down the two teams' strengths and weaknesses when we come back.
He was telling me if we win and somebody else loses, and then like ranch dressing falls on a wing, I don't really know. It just play the very best you can play, prepare the very best you can prepare, and like I told the guys last week in my leadership council meeting, like don't get lost in the sauce.
ASU head coach Kenny Dillingham talking about how confusing the possible Big 12 scenarios may play out as to who will be in the championship game. ASU doesn't completely control its own destiny, but they can help themselves by winning on Saturday. Let's kick it over to Jalen Weathers and DeAndre Sanders for more on who is going to win this game.
ASU football is having one of their best seasons this year, but I'm just not too sold, DeAndre, that this team is capable enough of beating this BYU team. Their defense is scary, and they can come up with great plays for these teams. So if you come up right here, now, it is 2nd and 20 right here. This defense, because of this, they know. They're looking to pass because they are down right now. So they have 3 safeties over the top to scheme this up, along with the corners and the middle linebackers playing underneath these receivers. So this is going to create a trap concept, essentially a double team. And because of this, if you run the play, now this quarterback is going to get sucked in to a bad throw, and this safety makes him pay. Now, if you stop it right there, DeAndre, you know big-time players make big-time plays, and this safety came up big time for them.
Absolutely right. You already know, as a defender, if that safety is not over the top, where that ball was placed, only the receiver could get to it. So that was a great play by that
Exactly. But if you're not sold on that, DeAndre, I have another play for you. So look, this quarterback, Jake Reslap, is a baller. So look, if you see right here, now run the clip. Now, this guy knows how to pick apart a defense from left to right. He knows how to read it to see which throw he's going to make. So if you stop it right here, now, they're running a 2-man concept by Utah right here, these defenders. So this corner right here, that means he's going to play underneath in the flat area along with the safety over the top to help. The problem in that, though, is they're running 2 verticals right here. So this means that this safety is stressed. Yeah. So because he's stressed, that forces the corner to man-turn this, and it's going to create a hole for a late out to develop. Right. So if you run the play, this late out develops, and what does Jake Reslov do? Make a great throw away from the defender. Now, stop it right here. Now, if you're not sold on that, DeAndre, I have another one for you. Now, these ballers on offense cannot be stopped. They have a great receiving group, and a man by the name of Darius Lassiter is one of their top ballers this year. Run the play. Now, if you look at right here, Darius Lassiter creates enough space. When you think they're down, they're not down. He's going to make a defender miss, get in the end zone, and that's how a big-time player make a big-time play when you need it the most.
I hear what you're saying, right? You made a lot of great points. And to me, your biggest point that you made was the greatness of that defense. There's no question that they're one of the best.
Of course.
But as a defender, you already know sometimes overly aggressive defenses can be their own kryptonites. And that is what's going to happen on Saturday. So let's look at this formation here. We have Sam Levitt and our running back here in a play action concept. That is going to suck the defense up so that way he can look at his levels routes down here between his two receivers. The outside receiver, he's going to run a quick 3-yard in. That's going to leave Jordan Tyson to run a 10-yard in, allowing Sam to only focus on one part of the field. But go ahead and roll it. As you can see here, the defense does a great job at taking his option away, forcing him to have to improvise. Now, Sam Levitt is maybe one of the best at scrambling with his feet. Now, hold on. If you think you have him figured out, right, you have to worry about this bowling ball and Cam Scatterboo coming out of the backfield causing absolute havoc, right? I spoke to Cam earlier this year, and he told me that he doesn't feel like anyone is more physical than him in this conference. And this is absolutely evident with this run right here, just punishing, right? Go ahead and run it a little bit. Go ahead, pause it right here. So at this point, this play is supposed to be over with. He is surrounded by defenders with nowhere else to go, but that's when that mentality that he was talking about comes into play. Go ahead and run it. He breaks through 2 arm tackles, keeps his balance, and scrambles for 51-yard touchdown. That's that mentality. There's no question why he is 3rd in the nation in all-purpose yards, right? I'll end this by saying there's once this boxer, Mike Tyson, who said everyone has a plan till they get punched in the face. So we'll see how BYU responds.
Oh, my goodness, Dre. So who do you have going into this matchup?
I have ASU 28-21.
28-21. I have BYU by 10 points. They won their last matchup by 10, so give me BYU again.
All right, this is going to be a great game and a physical one on Saturday, so make sure you guys tune in to see what happens.
When you look at the stats, these two teams are pretty evenly matched. Let's look at it by the numbers. So far this season, the Sun Devils and the Cougars have produced nearly the same amount of points per game, with BYU having the slight edge. ASU dominates on the ground, averaging 30 more yards than BYU. Lastly, the Cougars have locked down opponents this season, allowing only 176 passing yards per game. Here we have our QB comparison for this weekend's matchup. Jake Retzloff has more passing yards and touchdowns, but Sam Levitt holds the advantage with fewer interceptions and a better completion percentage. Finally, with ASU's stunning turnaround this year, we want to know how familiar people are with this team. Kaylee Moncrief stopped by Memorial Union in Tempe to find out.
Are you an ASU football fan?
I am.
Yes, I am.
I am.
Yes, we are.
Big fans.
Sort of. Are you going to the game on Saturday?
I am.
Hopefully if I can get it off work.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, do you know who this is?
That's Cam Scatterboo.
Is it Scatterboo?
That's Cam Scatterboo.
Scatterboo?
That's the GOAT. It's Cam Scatterboo.
I don't know how to say his last name.
I don't know him.
Do you know who this is?
That's my guy Kenny Dillingham.
Oh, yeah.
Dilly.
Yeah.
Is that Coach Kenny Dillingham?
That's Kenny Dillingham.
He looks like the coach.
I do not, unfortunately.
No clue.
That's okay. That's Kenny Dillingham, head coach. Now you know.
That's all for your Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Lauren Avenatti.